I have come to learn from my limited time in DeFi and crypto in general that if you actually want to make a lot of money, the name of the game is being extremely early to projects. Like, there's no denying that people who make the most amount of money in projects like Sphere Financial are the people who get in extremely early in projects and who got tipped off early. Like, I'm not saying that you won't be able to make any profit if you join Sphere now, but for these crazy life-changing gains, take $100 or $200 and turn that amount of money into $40,000 or even more, that's only possible if you get in projects early. And unfortunately for you and me, we missed the Sphere train because that train already left. It has already taken off and has gone to the moon. And yes, as I mentioned before, you can still make some money if you buy now, but if you want to make these life-changing amount of gains, there is a strategy I suggest you employ. And that is actually finding projects while they're still in their early days. And in this video I want to share one such project with you guys that is slowly starting to take off and currently sitting at about $4 million market cap, has some really nice innovative features that I really haven't seen in other projects, and is only a couple of days old. And on top of that, this project actually comes from a reputable team that has many quite successful projects under their belts. But before I share this project with you guys, let me quickly go over the brief strategy that I use with these DeFi projects for maximum gains, and it has worked wonderfully for me, mainly with node projects, but I don't see why it wouldn't work with other projects like these auto staking ones that are popping up left and right nowadays. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of late to the auto staking party, but anyways, the whole strategy kind of revolves around finding projects that are not scams. That means finding projects that are reputable and getting in these projects extremely early. That is, and that of course is easier said than done because there are so many scams coming out every single day. And if you're new to DeFi space or in crypto in general, it might be pretty hard to sniff out which of these projects are scams because oftentimes the projects that look the most legit are rug pulls. But anyways, I wanted to pull up Olympus DAO graph because I think it's kind of representative of pretty much all DeFi projects, and I think that 99 projects that come out pretty much follow this very timeline. And there are a few critical points in this timeline. First, of course, is the initial launch and huge pump, which is of course generated by the huge amounts of hype that teams are pulling off. And after that, usually it's slow decline in price, and this is happening without fail to pretty much every single DeFi project, at least the ones who are promising huge returns and these crazy high APYs. So to put simply, to make maximum amount of profit, you want to get in right about here where project is just being conceived and being born, and you kind of want to sell off and take profit after the first huge pump. So you probably heard about a project called Titano. I think personally it's way too late to get in this one. It's been so well established and I think it's on its way down, and I'm personally slowly starting to sell off my stake in this project because I believe it's going to zero. Then of course there's Sphere Finance, which came out recently in 15th of March, and it has had a huge run up and is closing in on 1 cent per token. These two is a little bit too late to get in because, as I mentioned before, I'm after these life-changing gains, and while I might be able to make some money if I get in Sphere right here, I won't be able to make 100x gains, right? I don't believe I will be able to do that with this project. So that brings us to the project I want to talk about today, which is called Helena. So this project launched 6 days ago and is made by the same team who made Nemesis DAO and a very successful Angel Nodes project. And as you can see from the charts, it's actually looking quite similar to what Sphere will look like in the beginning, where there is this huge pump at the start, then there is sell-off from pre-sale, and after that there's nice organic growth. So this starting segment looks very similar to that of Helena right now, and as you can see there's been quite a huge uptrend for the last couple of hours. So Helena Finance is kind of similar to Titano or Sphere Finance, where you have an auto staking protocol which automatically compounds your returns and increases your daily yield day by day. And there's a couple of things I really like about Helena. First of all is the variable APY. So in the first 15 days the APY is actually 1,000,000%, which is just insane. I will later show you guys how much I'm earning from this crazy huge APY from my $400 investment. but it's just insane. After that, the APY will be reduced to 500,000%, and after 45 days it will actually be up for governance vote, and it will be up to us stakers to decide what the APY percentage should be. Like most of these auto staking protocols, you can't really live without fees, and for Helena the buy fee is 13% and sell fee is 19%. They have also come up with pretty ingenious solution to keep the liquidity stable. They have this sort of mechanism that regularly increases pool liquidity, maintains protocol stability, and kind of ensures that APY can stay high throughout the Helena financials lifetime, which is kind of huge. Not many other protocols really address liquidity issues. And if you didn't know, if there's lack of liquidity, you won't be able to sell your tokens and take profit. On top of that, they have something called impulsive burn hole, where 1% of all Helena traded gets burned by supply control mechanism. So this sort of fights the inflationary nation of protocols like these, and it's really important that there are burn mechanisms in place. Okay guys, with all the mechanisms and boring white paper stuff out of the way, let's see how much you can actually make with this protocol. So I put about $400 in this project, which after the slippage and fees was about $350, and I invested in this project like an hour ago, and already I have made about $10 on my investment, which is nice. As you can see, the APY currently is 1,000,000%, but as I showed you before, it will decrease actually. But that's all part of the plan to keep the project sustainable for as long as possible. Another thing that I really like about this protocol is that rebases actually happen every 15 minutes, and as you can see from this dashboard, every 15 minutes I'm earning 10 cents, and every 5 days I'm earning close to $50, and that's from initial investment of $400. I think that's pretty insane to think about. And percentage wise, that's about 13% for 5-day ROI, significantly higher than other protocols. But again, this huge APY will be reduced in a couple of days, so if you want to enjoy these crazy huge percentages, you still have a couple of days to join before the APY gets reduced. And one of my favorite parts of this project is checking out the calculators. I'm sure many of you guys also like checking out the calculators that many of these projects provide. So as we stand now, if the price of Helena doesn't change, I stand to double my cash, well, more than double my cash in just 30 days. So in 1 month's time, I should have close to $800 from my initial investment of $400, which was actually closer to $350 after all the fees. But anyways, let's increase this calculator. Usually after about 60 to 90 days, most projects start to go downhill. So let's see what my earnings would be after 90 days of staking. And this calculator is saying that my returns from $400 investment will be $3,500 or almost 900%. That's just crazy. But let's see if, for example, the Helena price went up significantly, because currently the market cap is only about $2 million if I remember correctly. So if this project had same market cap of Sphere Finance, which has I think market cap of about $200 million or something like that, then the price of Helena token would be about $150, and if that happens, my $400 investment will turn in close to $40,000 just from holding a coin for 90 days. You don't even have to stake it, you just hold it in your wallet and rebases happen right there in your wallet. No more staking. Will this project actually reach levels of Sphere? That's another question, but currently a nice breakout is forming, and I don't see why this project wouldn't reach like $50 million market cap or something like that. If you want to check this project out, I will leave all the links in the description down below. Be sure to check out their Discord, because there are contests happening like all the time. They are hosting like big buy contests and things like that, so you can win some extra money if you're a whale and planning to make a big buy-in. Also, like, the only reason I'm actually investing in this project is because the team behind this project was also the same team behind Angel Nodes, and it has been one of the most stable node projects which is still kind of alive. And the team is not taking any tokens from this project to themselves, and they do have pretty clean record of not doing anything shady. So I'm really not that worried that there might be a rug pull for this project or something like that. But of course, before you invest any significant amounts of money, be sure to do your own research, dig deep, see what the teams are all about. find all the information you can about the project, and only then invest. And I'm saying this because you really need to understand the projects that you're investing in instead of blindly following YouTubers and other influencers. I think that's a recipe for failure for you as an individual investor, because you really only grow as trader or degen investor once you start researching for yourself and finding good projects for yourself, and most of all verifying what other people are saying. That about wraps up the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing for more videos like this. Bye.